Hello. Thought we'd start off with a shot of Rosie's raised bed that she's finished weeding. Doesn't it look nice? That's garlic over here, and then we have a few spring onions left and some leeks, and then we've got some onions in here. They are Senshu onions from Tony at Little Farmer's Farm. Thanks for those, Tony. They're doing well in that bed. The beetroot that we planted the other day has been dug over by something. I'm not sure what it was. There was no little shoot sticking up, so I'm not sure what could be digging in there. It might have been our pheasant. We've got a pheasant down here, and it likes the raised beds to come and, I don't know, have a dust bath in. So anyway, these sticks I've found are a great deterrent, so I've just put those over there for the time being. The sticks have worked on this bed, as you can see. No more digging up our onions, and those are doing okay as well. That's good. I've still got that strawberry bed to sort out. I haven't done that yet. The other two are doing well, and that one's good. And you may have noticed Nick's made a start on the path. It's looking really good. The paving slabs are a little wobbly. We could do with some sand underneath, but in this current climate we've got to make do with what we have. So we managed to get these before the lockdown. They were a guy giving them away that was quite near to Nick's work. He's working from home now, so we're not over there, not that we would go and pick up any more anyway. And we've still got those to go down, so I don't know whether we've got enough to go between all of the beds. Fingers crossed that we do. The guy said that he couldn't hold on to them anymore. Understandably, they were, a pile in his driveway, but with the tips being closed, I don't know what he's going to do to get rid of them, so I wonder if he's still got them. This is the shed we inherited, and that is daylight, you can see up there. It was stuffed with newspaper, like there, but Nick is just filling it with expanding foam. I hope that's going to work. We go extra slow, go really slow.
Hollywood life.
It's not going to look pretty, but hopefully it will stop the rain coming in. Go really slow, love, so it's filling it up as you're going. And we have some roofing felt at home, so we're going to cover the apex from the outside with roofing felt. One advantage of being married to a tall guy.
Come on, you had the perfect chateau moment then. Oh.
Oh dear.
Got stuck. Got clogged.
Well, this is a bit of an odd one. Normally we do our videos all the same day, but we had to cut away and go home quickly yesterday, because as we were doing the expanding foam in the shed, some dripped down and went behind Nick's glasses and didn't get in his eye but got on his eyelid, and his eyelid was sticking, and we had to go home pretty quick to get it off. Nail varnish remover does the trick. I had some alcohol wipes in the car in my first aid kit, but they weren't quite cutting it, so we nipped home yesterday, and while I went in to save him, some dripped in my hair, so I had a haircut yesterday. Just a little bit. I've got a little tuft. Thank goodness we're isolating, eh? Anyway, so what we are showing you here, Rose is using rhubarb leaves to do a green mulch around her raspberries, and hopefully this will retain any moisture that's in there and stop the weeds coming up. We've never done rhubarb leaves as a mulch before, but it has been recommended, so we shall see how that goes. We've not got enough to do the whole bed, but we'll start at one end, and as we use our rhubarb up, we will gradually cover the whole bed. I'll let you know how that goes. Right now we are sowing some parsnips. These are left over from last year. We grew these last year, and Rosie's just putting them in next to our beetroot. Didn't think they did very well last year, but actually in the end we ended up with a great big one that was bigger than Rosie's head. That was our Christmas parsnip, I think. It was really massive. That did loads of meals out of one parsnip, didn't it? So but last year we weren't using sticks to protect, and a lot of stuff got nibbled, so we've cottoned on to the sticks this year, so that's what we're going to use. So say when we had a plot over the other side, over there, which Stacey has now, just taken over this year, we had that, and there was not a single problem with anything eating our stuff. But as we've moved, we have this must be this is the sunnier side of there's a track running down the middle of our allotment. It's only a small allotment, and that's Graham in the background there. This side is the sunnier side, and this is obviously where the rabbits and the critters know where to come and eat. So we need to take better protection on this side now.
Their feeding ground.
Their feeding ground, yeah.
All our beds are their feeding trough.
Yeah. Nick's on his lunch break and he's come down to help us with laying some more path. These slabs we have are not big enough to do 2 wide and not narrow enough to do 3 wide, so this is one that we've done already. It's got the weed matting underneath, and we've tucked the weed matting underneath each of the beds, so it's nice and secure. But down the middle, when the DIY shops open again, we shall get some gravel and just put the gravel down the middle. And he's done all down to the end of that bed. As you can see, they're a bit wibbly wobbly, and we could do with some sand underneath them to level them out, but as you all know, there's no access to DIY materials at the moment that are non-essential, and this is really a non-essential thing, so we're just doing this. He's doing a great job getting his exercise during his lunch break. I'm taking a breather for 5 minutes, and Rose is very well carrying the remainder of the careful my darling, remainder of the slabs over to her scrubby area, as we call it. She's only got a few left to go. We've managed to do two of the arms, as we're calling them, down in between the beds, and we've run out of weed matting, so we'll have to just keep on strimming around the beds until we can get to a DIY store to pick up some weed matting. Here she comes. This is her scrubby area. She's doing so well. Well done, my darling. This was from here all the way back, all brambles. There's still a bit to clear, but we've done a lot. Just noticed there's some bamboo through there. Not sure how well you can see with the camera. There's some water in there. There's a pond behind. So this is quite a big area. The fence is there. So once we've cleared this back, or this area, Maybe we can find some craft to do with those teasels. And once this is all cleared back, we can sow your wild seeds on here. Oh look, you can see a bit of the pond there. So we've got to be careful. Now we had some trouble. We've not been working on this bit because this here is either a goat willow or a cracked willow, and it fell down. It came down onto Rose's shed. So Nick has been taking it off and chopping it up. I think this branch can go as well. There's quite a lot. It's just all very overgrown and takes a lot of time, but it'll be nice when it's done. Now this is another area we have cleared and where we've used our energy today. This had some like bamboo fencing behind it on this back of this shed wall, and it would have looked very nice when it was up, but I think it was rather old and it was falling apart, so we took that off. And there was some, you can just see on top of the pile there, some rush. There's still a bit on the back over there, but we've taken it off. It looks much neater. We've cut the blackberries back, and there's quite a lot of nails in there, so I should just run some wire across to hold the blackberries up and keep them in check. Now it's like that, and just train them along there instead of letting them go wild. And that's all our energy used up, so I think that is going to be it today. We're going to have a quick tidy up, clean the tools and put them away, and go home. Actually, one more thing. This virus, the lockdown that we're experiencing at the moment, one good thing that's come out of it is that we are looking at things like this and repairing things like this that need to be done, that if the DIY shops and garden centres were open, perhaps we wouldn't have. Perhaps we would have been concentrating on extending our beds and buying more compost, building more raised beds, that sort of thing. But as we can't get there, and we are sowing quite a lot still, I think we're going to need our homegrown food more than ever this year. As we're not able to extend our raised beds, then we're looking at other things like this, like the roof. We do have some roofing felt at home, so Nick's going to have a look at that and repair that, and hopefully we can turn it into a nice shed rather than the utility, dirty, dusty utility shed that it is at the moment. So watch this space for developments on the shed. Actually, I should show you inside now and come through our what we call the compound area. We've got a load of pallets stacked there. Rose has some furniture projects that she wants to do. We've started them at home. Nick's taken apart one pallet and we've cut it into lengths. So look out for the video coming up on that. See, the previous tenant was fond of using tarpaulin, and there's quite a lot of torn tarpaulin. So all this needs looking at, but we can't get to the hardware store at the moment. So this is our shed. As you can see, the previous guy stapled his seed packets up there, which was quite fun, I think. And oh, look at this one. Buzz off bird scarer. He had that. So yeah, there's not much in here. This is where Nick did the expanding foam yesterday. It's done its job. There's still a few gaps, but we have another can, so we can continue and just fill that up. And I might put a piece of wood across the apex there. I might do, just to make it look tidy. Once we've got the roofing felt over, it'll all be fine. And then we'll do it up, sweep the floor, Put some chairs in here, make it all nice. Any ideas, anybody, for wall coverings? It looks like paper on it. The previous guy put some paper on it or something. So we shall have to think about what to cover the walls with. Cheap and simple, please. Leave your ideas below. And that's it from us today. You going to say goodbye, Rose?
Bye. I'm just going to climb the tree with my ladder.
I'm not sure how safe that would be. No, don't fall over. I expect the hospitals are very busy at the moment. I don't fancy a trip. Okay, we'll see you next time. Take care, everybody. Bye.